Hello. Thank you guys for being here. My two guests today are best friends, LA natives, and fucking fabulous. While I was in high school having a threesome with the Catholic school quarterback, they had artist passes to Coachella. I'm so happy to welcome Julia Zimmelman and Lucy Berman.
Oh,
That was the greatest introduction I've ever.
never been beautiful. Of
Thank you guys so much for being here.
course, yeah, I think we should have our first sip.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm super excited for today's episode because you guys have stories like I've never heard. They are just absolutely amazing. But to just like start this off, I thought we should talk a little bit about how we all met.
So I have known Julia since I was 5, and we're 22 now. So we've known each other for like 17 years or something.
Amazing.
Like crazy. We met in kindergarten. And we have been best friends since. Our moms are also best friends, and our dads are good friends. So we're all just meshed together as one family.
We obviously can't leave LA for some sick reason, so we've been friends since. All of our friends like went away, went to school, whatever, and we just decided to stay the same. And that's when I met you at FITM.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, we all met the first time because Lucy was like, I'm having a kickback, invite kids over. Pre-coronavirus, of course. So,
Yes.
Emphasis on that.
Yes.
Like, probably honestly a year and a half ago, at least. Always down to have a good time.
And you and I met, and like I just think it's the like most funny way ever because when we first met, thought you were two different people and had two very different opinions on you. Because we had 2 classes together and I just did not put 2 and 2 together. And I remember the first time I like noticed you like walked into class late and I think you may have had like sunglasses on and you had like.
I made a scene. I was like, I need.
Yeah. Like St. Laurent sack and on arm, like you just like studied your way in. And I remember being like, ooh, she's one of the Neverfull girls. Like there was just like a group of like girls at FITM. There's just the school we went to that all had the same Louis Vuitton Neverfull, like blonde hair, like just were really like, I was not a fan. Like I used to call them the Neverfull girls. And so I like was like, oh, like got one of those in my class.
It's hot in here. Would I ever be caught dead with that bag in my life? No.
And we were partnered up for like a group project. We got along really well.
Yeah,
like that. I feel like
shit about everybody who didn't do that.
Yeah. And then eventually I realized that you were the same person and my opinion obviously changed. But I remember when we like were in a group together being like, oh, I like this girl. Like she's everything.
I'm intimidated by you. When I met you, I was like, I definitely didn't have friends at school. I would go home, hang out with Lucy after. I was like, nobody talks to me. Why doesn't anyone sit with me? Like, the first day of class.
So
It was
sad.
actually fine. I know I'm like sounding like a freak, but anyway.
I think we should talk about when me and Elissa and you first hung out alone. Because I think
oh my God.
that's a good one.
Yes.
And I think I should explain it. So I had known Elissa a little bit and like known of her. And I went to LMU for college, which is right near where Julia lived. And I was coming out of class and Julia was texting me and she was just super anxious and like there was a lot going on in her life, obviously. She was having a panic attack. And I'm the type
as we're getting pedicures.
Yeah, as they're getting pedicures and and I'm the type of friend where like I will drop anything for anyone.
The Palisades you were coming from?
No, I came from school.
Oh shit.
So I was at school and I mob to downtown. I have no clue where to park. It's the most stressful situation ever. I was like, okay.
The armpit of LA. It's so fucking stressful.
So stressful. I get to this nail salon and Julia is jacket off, like just sitting there like, and Alyssa's like, hey. And I'm like,
I probably weighed 90 pounds and was like crackhead sitting down.
Yeah, she literally was a crackhead. So we're in downtown LA. There's like another part of it and it's technically like South Central. So we're in this gas station. There's like 5 police officers in one area, like handling one thing, and like we're just talking. And I'm just like being free as a bird. And I turn around and I look at Elissa and I'm like, so are you doing like a full transition? Or what's the vibe? And she was like, I just don't know if we should talk about this in the middle of this gas station.
This gas station in like the scariest part of town.
So, like, I don't think anyone there was wanting to know about what was happening.
I always think that everybody's wanting to know everything, which is the issue.
Yeah, like I just assume that everyone's like
loving it, but like maybe people are traumatized by us.
And I mean, like, I'm the first person to say, like, to fully talk about everything. It was just like the funniest location. Because I think we were talking about like bad ID photos. And I was like, oh yeah, I have a really shitty one.
Yeah!
I was like, mine's a boy.
Lucy left this out of the story, but I also remember her thinking that the cops were hitting on us. Like,
oh my God, yes.
I think they were like, what are you guys up to later? Casual conversation. And we were like, absolutely not. No.
I mean, on my walk back to my car, I saw someone getting arrested.
Oh.
It was a lot.
I mean, downtown's a lot.
Yeah. You lived downtown around Zoe Rose Sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for like 2 years. It was not a good time. I mean, there were like good times, but it was, I mean, the tacos were amazing.
Tacos in downtown. That's why you go to downtown. You go to downtown
unmatched.
for 2 reasons.
And it's 24 hours, isn't it?
Leah, what are the 2 reasons you go to downtown? I want to see if you can figure these ones out.
3, but I know the 2. The
Okay,
first
what are
tacos, right?
Yeah.
Second is jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna say a third then. Oh, I was gonna say tacos, the jewelry district, and USC tailgates.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh.
I'm dead. Stop. I have like stressful memories from USC like frat parties.
I just went straight to you know whose house at USC and home. Charlie Puth.
I'm dead. Oh, well, and then obviously your party, I was a hot mess. But
I was like,
we can.
My best friend from school is coming, and Lucy was being such a fucking bitch.
Is this my birthday?
No, it was your kickback. It wasn't. It was like
Wait, was that catch-up night?
Yeah, that was catch-up night.
Okay.
Me and Lucy were like high out of our minds. Like,
I was not okay.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't okay either, which I do want to get into that story because I do think it's fucking hilarious. But first, we are going to play a little game of truth or drink inspired by the cut.
So excited.
I'm very excited. So basically how it works is I have like a bunch of questions and then we're all going to go around and we either answer them and we all answer all of the questions or we drink.
Okay.
So let's spill some tea. So the first question is, have you cheated or helped someone cheat, and explain? I'll be the first. Takes a big sip. I'll be the first to say I have been the other woman. Yeah, basically I didn't know in the beginning. Then I found out. I maybe hooked up with him like 3 more times after that, like just to like get it out of my system. And then it was like done, you know? Actually, that's a lie. I went, this is gonna make me sound like a horrible person. I actually I like had like a secret affair with this kid. He had like 3 girlfriends in the time that we were like seeing each other. Like I lasted longer than any of his relationships. So, and he still hits me up to this day.
Okay,
but I do not respond because I'm past that.
I mean, I really can't judge, but I like will answer any other question, but I'm just not going to answer that because deny till you die, baby.
So I have never cheated.
Not shooting myself in the foot.
I have never cheated because I have been cheated on, but I have helped someone cheat.
Okay.
So in sophomore year, one of my really good friends was at this party and she was dating this guy and she just like really didn't like him at all. And I didn't really know him that well at the time. So my friend was like, you can bleep these names out, by the way. I really want to get with this guy. And I was like, okay, I'll help. And like, her and I weren't that close at the time. She ended up becoming one of my closest friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I set up her and they hooked up. Julia, this is party where you and I were in an Uber home and you were throwing up in your hands. And I had to tell the Uber driver you weren't throwing up as you were going,
Wait, this is the same party where, do you remember, like,
Yeah, they were there.
I professed my love for both of those boys.
That's
everything. Listen.
No, Lucy's like a liaison. Like that's
and that's all that matters.
Cheers.
I'm not really an agent, so.
Okay, so next question is biggest lie you've ever told.
I'm drinking. I have to drink.
I have two really good lies that I can think of off the top of my head. First one was that I told my ex-boyfriend when I met him that I was South African.
I remember that.
Because this one really was like, I'm just kind of like, I'm actually not a liar when it comes well, that sounds bad because I just lied. But long story short, I told him I was South African. I thought it was a bulletproof plan. My blood cousins are South African, but my uncle, who I'm related to not by blood, is the South African one. So I'm not South African. And I told him that I was South African, and he's like, wow, like South African.
For what reason?
Because I just thought it was like dope. I don't fucking know. Really cool, really weird. I was 18. And I didn't think it would be something that would be such a thing that stuck around for so long, because he was South African and he was Jewish, and he was like, wow, it's such a small community. I wonder if we have like family in common. And I had to like tell my parents to lie. And then one day I couldn't, and I met his parents, and I just was like, I'm not South African.
Is this the last boyfriend?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the second story, which is way more of a fun story, is when...
Wait. You paused for a second. What was his response when you said I've been lying about being South African?
What was his response?
He was like, what's wrong with you? And like, wouldn't stop bringing it up for the last 4 years. Was like you're South African, right? Or like, do you want to talk about how you're South African? Like he just would like make a joke about it. But yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, huh?
That's a really good one.
He knows I'm not South African now.
Yes, and so does the world. You'll never be able to tell that lie again.
And then this one is really quick, but me and Lucy went to Vegas, obviously before the pandemic, just the two of us, and she like left me right before the Chainsmokers were supposed to go on backstage, VIP, whatever, to like meet up with some fucking person. And I was like, I don't want to come with you. I came here to see this. And then I was getting kicked out because no one knew who I was, because I was just a random girl behind this fucking sound stage. And I just was like, I'm Lucy.
She pretended to be me.
Yes.
Like fully. And then she was fine.
And I was fine. And I was getting like bottle service, like Fiji bottles. People were giving me pizza. Like it was amazing. So
that's hilarious.
You're welcome.
That's scary. Right, I'm gonna drink.
Yeah, I drank.
Okay, so this next question is, who's the last person you stalked on social media? And mine is the boy that Julia's going on a date with tonight.
Mine, Cameron Azov.
I'm dead.
That's mine.
What the fuck? He's
Stop.
That's the last person.
That's hilarious.
Or something?
No, I will like after this, I will text you the reason why.
I have no idea why I looked him up today.
He was the most recent person.
Okay, that's hilarious. But yeah, I love that, Elissa.
Of course. How to do my little digging for you. Okay, this one's I really like this one.
Oh God.
Describe your sex life with a song title.
And my answer is Or Not by The Weeknd. I'm in the middle of my sexual awakening, so.
Okay, mine
yes, you are.
is Mr. Right Now, a song that Julia showed me.
Fucked up.
The only reason that is the song that I am choosing, it doesn't describe my sex life at all, but I have a boyfriend.
Cute.
So, like Mr. Right Now.
That song, though. It's great.
But if I were to pick like a song, hold on, give me 2 seconds.
I would say my song to describe my sex life would probably be S&M by Rihanna.
Okay. I was also thinking like along the lines of Can't Be Tamed, Miley, or like Wrecking Ball. That's
Can't Be Tamed is a good one.
I think
that's a great question. I'd love to ask so many people that.
I'm trying to think of a song that could describe my sex life like right now.
Like it's not that tough.
A Sky Full of Stars.
You're so weird.
I can't pick another song. You pick the most sexual song in the world. I've had a boyfriend for a year. We've been having sex for a year.
I should be doing a lot more than I am.
It's a Sky Full of Stars. You have been dating 2 guys for a hot minute. You just went through a breakup with a guy for 4 years, so calm it down.
I'm gonna disregard. Next.
And I quote, and I'm quoting here, Elissa, please make sure to include this. Julia goes, I am the biggest slut of quarantine. So you can insert that next to the fact that her song was Or Nah.
Lucy's is Cartier by Bozzy.
Okay. No, it's Dynamite by BTS. Dynamite by BTS. It's a song to describe my sex life.
We need to go to the next question.
Who here is the worst drunk? I feel like none of us are really bad drunks. We've all had bad moments.
Well, okay. Can I ask a question? Is there any other substance in their body other than alcohol?
Sure. Who's the worst intoxicated?
I wouldn't say they're the worst, but definitely the most needing of affection is my dear friend Julia. And I have a good story to tell you.
Okay.
After my kickback that I had.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Julia.
Are we allowed to talk about like drugs?
I wasn't gonna say the drug.
Well, I don't. Okay.
Julia had drank and had 2 other substances in her body. You can guess which ones if you feel the need.
Heroin.
No.
Heroin.
It was definitely not heroin.
It was gives away heroin at her house.
Keep in mind, my parents are out of town. Like, they're gone and I'm staying at my parents' house. And one of my friends is sleeping in my room because she wanted to have the bed to herself. So
she was going to Sunday service in the morning.
Yeah, so she had to wake up early, so she needed to sleep alone. So Julia and I are sleeping in my parents' bed.
Sunday service.
And so their bed is like pretty big. Like they have like a pretty big bed.
Like
yeah. Like it's huge. And so then literally right after, in the middle of all of this, I'm like about to go to sleep. And Julia's going, we need to touch feet. Like, we need to touch feet right now. We need to touch feet. And I'm like, what do you mean?
What?
I kid you not. The entire night makes me touch her so that she could feel safe. I'm thinking something's wrong with her. So I'm like checking on her, like being like, are you okay? And I like go to roll over for 1 second. She moves her whole body to be next to me. And I was like, okay.
What?
But I loved it anyway. It was great.
One of our favorite things. Like we'll always text each other and be like footsies.
Like I will I love cuddling. I'm a cuddler.
Yeah, and our other friend who we're with, like if I touched her, would smack me.
She'll kill you. You could be sleeping in a queen bed or a full bed and she won't even. Like, there has to be a strict divide.
I'm dead. I just want to point out at this point in time, I probably was passed out in my Uber by myself. I just remember my Uber literally had to like shake me to wake me up to be like, you're home. And I was like realizing that I'm like by myself. All of my friends left me in the Uber, like downtown.
No,
to me.
You were upset because I had never met her, and Elissa came and was really drunk, and I took her to your guest bathroom to like yak, and you were like, did she just throw up? And I was like, yeah, in your toilet, and it's flushed and it's fine. And
in my defense, I was like a really good drunk in the sense of like
I get it. It's like I didn't know someone and they were throwing up at my house. I'd be like, who is throwing up? Like, yeah. Obviously,
no, I was mortified.
But and then there's like Isabel who's throwing roses in the toilet. Like, does he love me? Does he love me not? Like, was like really drunk as well. I think you guys all came pretty drunk, but I mean, props to you. You showed up at a party with nobody that you knew. I would probably be blackout as well.
Yeah. Well, because I had like started with vodka, and then when I got to my friend's house that I was like bringing along, she had a bottle of 1942 and was making us all take shots. So I was like mixing vodka and tequila.
Only
and
tequila.
so by the time I got there, I was like,
yeah, that's tough.
And there was someone playing classical piano in the house that I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Who then was like, our one friend asked, like, you look like you'd have drugs, as he's like trying to ask me something. I just remember him putting his arm around me and like going into my ear being like, are we gonna finally like meet for real or something like that? Because I had made a joke being like, oh, you're Charlie Puth. And he was like, and then he kept walking up to me being like, oh, can I have a cigarette? Like, and like, I was so drunk at this point, I was like, I think he was trying to have a conversation. I was like, eyes were glazed. I remember at the end being like, I need to go to, like, I literally looked at him as he's trying to talk to me and I go, I need to go to the bathroom. And I just got up and walked away.
It sounds like the person you're describing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fun night. Wish we could do that again. Like,
Oh.
literally, I would die to go to a party right now.
Same. Did you not know about that?
No.
That's so funny.
But that doesn't shock me because he's a psycho.
So the next question is, what is your worst / embarrassing sexual encounter? I have a really good one for this, and it's really, really embarrassing, but I'm just going to say it anyways because, you know, we love some embarrassing moments. But basically, I was having a lovely old time with a really, like, a cute guy that was, like, from Amsterdam. And he came over, and we had a great time. We had a great time multiple times, whatever. He wanted to stay the night. I was like, no, you can leave. Sorry. So I'm walking him out, and I'll just set the scene. Basically, I'm wearing like a really short plaid skirt. I like look a mess. Like, this is like after the deed has been done. Like, I'm walking him out. Everyone's looking at me like it's embarrassing, but like fine. He leaves. I get in the elevator with a large group of people, and I'm at the front of the elevator. The doors open, and all of a sudden, I feel rushing down my leg. Someone's you get the vibe.
My dog is staring at me.
Just, you know, was flowing down my leg. Everyone in the elevator watching this as this happened. I'm running out of the elevator, so embarrassed. And that, I think, is my most embarrassing sexual encounter.
Wow, that is embarrassing. But
I can guarantee you mine's worse.
Oh, excited.
I can't say mine, but I'll quickly say, like, I've just perioded on every boy ever. So that'll be mine.
There you go.
Literally,
So,
we let on you.
Last year, summer after my breakup, and I went through like a horrible breakup. And I was in my like revenge hoe phase, like let's
the best phase ever.
Yeah. So it's that my parents were getting me a table at Bungalow, and I really wanted to look good. What?
I believe I missed this day.
Oh, I know. I'm really upset you missed it, but that's besides the point. So my parents are getting me a table at Bungalow. I'm super, super excited. I'm like all ready to go. And the night before, I was going to go see this guy. And I was like, I need to look really good tomorrow, but I'm drinking tonight. So at like 2 p.m., I took a laxative. Keep in mind, I had forgotten.
Stop.
That I had taken a laxative. So I'm in this guy's like bed and we're hooking up, and all of a sudden I get the craziest pain in my stomach, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. And I literally shove him like that. Like, I pushed him away. I was like, I need to fucking leave right now. And he was like, oh, do you want me to like call you an Uber? Like, do you need anything? Like, whatever. And I was like, no, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm calling my Uber. And he's like, do you want me to come back with you? Like, we can like hang out. And I'm like, no, I need to leave. And he's like, did I do something? Like, he's like really mortified, dying.
Not that embarrassing.
We're not at the worst part.
I mean, Lucy, you know, I did that and I actually pooped in a boy's bed. So.
Well, you didn't want to share the story, so it's my story.
Oh my God.
I'm clenching myself like this. I'm like crying. I didn't get to my bathroom, A, and B, I saw him the next night. So he's like, what happened last night? Like, what happened last night? I'm like, let's just like not talk about it. Like family emergency, like whatever.
Family emergency. I wasn't looking at my phone. I didn't get a text.
Yeah,
family
no,
emergency.
I just, it happened. And
Right.
so we're hooking up and I'm like not in clothing. His roommate swings the door open. Swings the door
Nothing
open.
like that has ever happened to me. Thank God.
I've been walked in on 3 times.
Oh, me neither.
That's like your first traumatized.
Actually,
I've never ever been walked in.
No, never mind. You can delete that entire thing because now I have the one, even though Rosario's here.
This is the best story ever.
So,
oh my God, I'm excited.
Sorry, I need to tell them the story, and you and Tyler have to leave for a second.
Who's in there?
You and Tyler have been in here the whole time, and they have to leave my room to tell this story.
I just talked about. Oh my God.
Oh no, they don't get. Okay, okay.
That?
Here we go.
I'm just talking about someone's cum running down my leg.
I have
your boyfriend had been in the room the whole time.
Okay, get ready. So Tyler and my parents are out of town for the week. And
wait, I'm sorry. I just have to preface this to everyone listening. She has had her boyfriend here in the entire time as I've been talking about cum running down my leg.
Oh yeah, housekeeper. I don't care. So here we go. So my dad was out of town for work and my mom was with him and they were in New York and my sister decided to go with them. My sister was coming home early. So I'm thinking Tyler and I, that's my boyfriend, are alone in the house. We're having sex and we're trying anal for the first time.
Oh, oh my God.
In the middle of us trying this, my housekeeper comes walking in the door. She sees everything.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So you're above the bed.
Yeah.
Full
and
doggy.
He's standing and I'm like this off my bed.
There are no covers.
No, not at all. It was full. You could see everything.
My God.
She then she's going to pick up my sister from school. We haven't spoken all day. Keep in mind, her and I, nothing, no communication.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
She tells my sister, I walked in on Lucy doing something disgusting. And Liliana comes in, my sister comes running. She's like, Lucy, what happened? What happened? Like, oh my God, what happened? And I'm like, oh my God. She tells my parents.
Stop.
My parents. And my mom was like, why wouldn't you knock?
Fucking
right. Oh.
Thank you. Next.
My God. Best story ever.
That's actually my worst ever.
That's a story.
I texted, actually, Julia was the first person that I told.
I literally verbatim remember Liliana saying you did something disgusting. And I was like, that's a little far-fetched.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I mean, listen, we've all been there. I mean, not the walking in on, but the act itself.
Now we're here.
So good. That was a good one.
I'm ready for my next one.
Okay, so the next one is, who is the most scandalous person you've ever hooked up with?
I feel like everybody I've hooked up with is scandalous.
So you can name them all.
Scandalous in like a bad way?
No, like in any way. Like I have one in mind, but for you, not for me. I think one that didn't like you for a while that you reconnected with in Paris.
It's the easiest one to get.
That's right.
That really cool.
I said scandalous. I don't know.
I said scandalous. Like she said scandalous.
Am I saying names? I guess that's scandalous.
Yeah, say names.
I wouldn't say the name.
Oh, well then
you two are barely on good terms. I wouldn't share the name.
Well, I hooked up with somebody who is I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Then drink or say someone else.
I made out with Cody Simpson once outside of a Blind Dragon in high school.
There you go. Holy fuck. Go off. I would like to also say the fact that I, like, within maybe the first, like, month of knowing Julia, I had, like, started a new Netflix show and was like, oh my God, I think this actor is really cute. And this bitch,
who?
You're gonna pee at this.
And this bitch literally goes, oh my God, I went on a date with him in 6th grade.
Colin Ford. Colin Ford was in her Netflix.
Yeah, no, I got it. Don't you worry. She's so special, isn't she?
I've been a slut since the early 2000s.
Since the early 2000s, I love that's like
And I was born in the right area.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't have someone like crazy scandalous. The most scandalous that I get is like people. Oh,
An older
wait,
person,
hold.
or like a married person. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, when I was like, yeah, like
I'm not like the girl to like fuck with my friends' exes, but this was like probably the most fucked thing I did. I hooked up with a boy who like one of my best friends at the time lost her virginity to, and I was just like,
oh my God,
I felt terrible about myself. Like I know I shouldn't play the victim now, but wow, that was a lesson learned for me.
So when I was 15, I stole my parents' car. I had a permit at the time. Like I did not have my license. They were like out to dinner. I stole their car, went to some random like apartment complex and met up with this basketball player. He was like a professional basketball player like in Europe. Like he wasn't like, no one's like knowing him. But I was 15 and he was 30 at the time. And we hooked up, and actually at the time I was like just starting to transition, and I had just bought my first $1,000 like human hair full lace wig, and he thought it was my real hair. And when we were hooking up, he tried to yank, and let's just say I literally as fast as I could was like and like went up with his hand, and it was like a whole situation. So that's my most scandalous one.
That's pretty.
I still feel bad about mine to this day. Let me preface it with that. I have to drink. I can't. Like this would end so badly.
Even without names?
Basically, like I'll give like a summarized version.
Felon?
Okay.
Who?
The felon?
No, my ex-boyfriend was a felon, but that's who gives a fuck. I went to Newport Beach for 2 of my friends' 19th birthday. I was 18 at the time. And I was like flirting with this guy. I was blackout drunk. Like I was not there.
The least cute trip to ever see on social media. Sorry.
And okay, bitch, bye. And so we're there and we're like having a good time. And so we were there for 2 nights. The first night it was just girls, and then the second night a few guys came, and this is just the night that it's just us girls. And we go to this bar and we get in, and this guy is like flirting with me, and we're like talking and whatever, and we kiss for like a second, and then I like kind of like pull back, and one of my friends proceeds to let me know that he was going through a divorce with children.
Oh God.
Yeah. So.
Wait, how did they know him?
Yeah.
They overheard a conversation. So he was talking to his friends over here before he started talking to me, and I guess he was talking about like.
Oh hell no.
And how like she's in Orange County and he's in Newport, and he's like going out. This bar was like for 21-year-olds. Like he was like 38.
It was like,
oh my God.
It was like you're going to shore bar.
Yes. So yeah, next question, please.
So the last question is kind of similar, but it's just, what is your worst date experience?
I've had a horrible date. I can take you through a horrible date if you want.
Okay.
So my ex-boyfriend, who I had been dating for like 6 or 7 months, it was Valentine's Day, and he was an awful boyfriend. And right before we're supposed to leave for dinner, I found out he cheated on me. Keep in mind it's Valentine's Day. Like it's supposed to be like this like really like romantic day. We were like going to Barton G or some like bullshit. So I mean I'm embarrassed. Like I know.
Okay.
So we're going there, and he like always wanted to smoke. So he was like, let's smoke before. So I was like, okay, yeah, like please. So we're both high out of our mind. We were both 20. I was 21, so it's legal. Thank you. We're high out of our minds. We go there.
Oh, thank you. But do you have a med card?
No, I was 21.
Oh.
This was last year.
Ignore me. I'm getting drunk.
So we're Barton G, and we're like sitting there. I'm crying, like in the middle of this restaurant, like crying. And he's like, why are you crying? Like you're being really weird, like whatever. And I had gotten him this like beautiful like Louis Vuitton tie and like a bunch of other things.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
No, like, So I give him his gifts. I'm like so upset. And he goes to the bathroom and there's this couple next to our table and it's these two women and she's like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I found out he cheated on me like 30 minutes before this dinner and he doesn't know that I know.
Oh, he didn't know at this point?
He had no clue. Like,
oh
no
my God.
And she's like, oh, hell no. And I'm like, I don't know how to tell him. Like, what do you think I should do? Like, whatever. And she's like, I got this. And I'm like, oh no. Like, oh, what did I just do? Like, what did I just do? They're bringing out dessert. And we go through this whole dinner of me just like, he's constantly asking me what's wrong, and I'm like, just fucking stop talking to me.
Right.
And so we get the cotton candy thing. And you know how it's in the shape of a girl? Like at Barton G, it's in the shape of this like woman, I guess, the cotton candy. And the table next to us looks at our table and she's like, looks at my ex and is like, yeah, she's far prettier than any other woman you've slept with.
Oh,
and so
God.
as we're paying the check, like he pays and I'm like, wait, like I want to add an extra tip. And I didn't write an extra tip. I just wrote fuck you on the bottom of it and I handed it to him and we got back to his apartment and I was like, I fucking know you cheated on me. And I left. It was scarring. I mean, he ended up cheating on me a bunch more after that. Like then a year, yeah, that was the first. He was in Cancun and he cheated on me. His whole family knew. Keep this in mind.
I mean, I can't believe, I don't want to be like, I can't believe you stayed with him, but like in my head, if somebody cheated on me, that would be like,
what do you mean? I stayed with him for another 6 months.
What made you like stay with him?
So my ex was absolutely the most manipulative human being ever. And like he came from like a very, very well-off family. Like, like my parents really liked him. His parents really liked me. Like, you know, when things were good, things were really good. But he was like,
thinking about him, he freaks me the fuck
I know.
out.
He makes me nauseous. Like I wasn't really ever like able to see my friends. I couldn't really see like anyone.
Every time we hung out.
Yeah, like anytime I was with people, like he was there always. And he just really like he was so manipulative. And I think that's like the biggest lesson I've ever learned is like even when all you want is to have a guy in your life and like all you want is to feel like, you know, someone's good, like you have no fucking clue who the people that you're sitting across from are, because I ended up finding out a year fucking later that he was a felon who could not leave the state without permission.
Wow. Oh my God.
So that was
and you just had no idea.
I had no fucking clue about any of this. A year to the day after we broke up, a year to the day.
This is crazy.
Like literally to the day, I'm cleaning out my car and there's this white paper sitting in my trunk. And I don't like, I never cleaned out my trunk, like ever.
Right.
He like love you to death, but your house, I mean, your car looks like you're living in.
So I got a new car recently and like I keep that shit clean.
Yeah.
But the old car, like I didn't give a fuck. Like I was such a little bitch and like didn't care. But I was finally cleaning out my trunk and this paper, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I open the paper. It's like this long of like permission to leave the state, warden of the state number, like this whole thing.
What?
Judge. And I'm like,
do you know why he was a felon? Like what he got arrested for?
Well, he was like, there's one of 4 options that he could have been arrested for based on his sheet. So there's like 6, so it's like some like weird term.
They're all amazing.
And do you want to know the 4 that he could have possibly been arrested for?
Yes.
Murder, sodomy, or oral copulation.
Stop.
I dated this guy for a year and did not even have the slightest clue. Had no fucking idea. Like never knew anything. I mean, our breakup was like horrible. And when I found this out, I was like, how did I not know?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I literally am not even kidding you, for a solid like 2 days, I was so depressed. And I was with my current boyfriend. Like we've been dating for a year and I found this in June of this.
Oh my God, that's like really scary.
And I called all my friends. I was sobbing, crying. Like my mom was so freaked. My whole family was like, what the fuck? Like my mom made me talk to my therapist that day. Like it was a whole thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The craziest part about it is I had like my family friends lawyers like look into it because I needed to, I wanted to know what the fuck this guy did that was in my life for a year.
Right.
And his parents had it sealed.
I was just gonna say, I bet it's sealed.
So no one could ever see it.
I don't think we know anybody who doesn't have a sealed record.
Also
that's true. Fucking.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, not cute. Okay, well, actually, Julia, you had a run-in with a felon as well. Actually, technically both of you did, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every boy that I've also ever been with has like ended up in rehab or like wilderness. But yes, the one who ended up attending our school that I ran into in the elevator has a full jail report if you look him up. Was caught on the border with bath salts on the way to a Fetty Wap concert.
Like what?
Stunning.
After he robbed you.
After he robbed me and Lucy for fake IDs, Lucy.
That fucking asshole.
He like whatever, like he was probably the first like older boy I dated, if you want to say that. He was 2 years older than me and like in the cool scene, and we like broke up. He didn't give a fuck about me and texted me out of the blue. I felt like he wanted to talk, and then he was like, if you and your friends want to buy fake IDs, like this is what I really am talking to.
The fake ID, like,
forced my friends to buy fake IDs from him. I was like, they're legit. Like, it's so cheap. We all need them. Like, we were like in 10th grade. And then, yeah, he stole all of our money, did it to like multiple groups of girls that I knew.
And then got caught with bath salts. What age did you guys like start experiencing like nightlife? Like nightlife.
First time I went out, I was 16.
16? I was 16.
Yeah, it was like, I remember it. Yeah, I was 16.
I would go to Shore Bar every single weekend when I was up until, actually, I still would go up until the pandemic. I am Shore Bar's biggest fan. I get all their hats, I get tables, anything they've ever wanted from a person, I give. Like, I love Shore Bar more than anything. I started every weekend. I would go when I was 16 with like all my friends. Went every year when I came home from college. Was always there. Then I started finessing getting tables, and that's when things got even more fun.
The first place I went to, which is like so rogue, is One Oak.
Oh my God.
That was my first club experience when I moved to LA at like 18.
That's the first club I went to, and then it very quickly became like Bootsy and Shore Bar, obviously. But the first place I stepped foot into was One Oak. Half of my friends didn't get in. We didn't wait for them.
If you weren't at Bootsy Bellows getting in with Brick, you were...
Yeah, if you didn't know Brick, if you weren't at Bootsy's, if you weren't in the back room, if you weren't at the DJ booth, there's like a lot of positioning that needed to add up for you to be cool.
That's so crazy.
Bootsy's was everything.
It was such like a social event. It was like Friday was this, Saturday was this, Tuesday was this, like Wednesday was this.
Thursdays
at Shore, featuring Blink and Blink on the DJ booth.
That's so crazy.
Like, that was the best time, hands down.
I will say the best thing about meeting Julia, like basically, I would say like fairly, maybe like a year into me being in LA. No, I was like 18 when we met.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked because I feel like you were a lot more mature than I am.
That's crazy. Oh my God. So we've known each other for almost 3 years.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I didn't know you my first year of school.
That's actually crazy to me. But yeah, so I met you when I was 18 and I moved to LA when I was 18. So I really met you a few months into moving there. And I remember like in one of our classes, we sat next to each other texting, and you were sending me a list of all of the places I was allowed to go to, all of the restaurants that I could go to, all of the areas that I could live at.
Oh yeah, I remember when you asked me, and I was just like, I'm gonna be mean about it, but do you really want to know?
And I was like, yes, I want to know.
You don't go to One Oak, that's for damn sure.
She was like, can you explain to me what every neighborhood means?
Yeah.
Like, 100%. In the apartment, and I was like breaking down Westwood versus BH versus we like, it was hilarious.
I think I still have those text messages. They need to be like framed.
Yeah, they do.
It was so good. Yeah, no, because when I first moved here, I had like one friend who used to go to One Oak a lot, and that's where I started going to. I actually started going to One Oak with who's episode 1, Lila, when I was hanging out with like all of the influencers. And that was like definitely, I said in the podcast, we were little cockroaches like stomping around One Oak.
Like One Oak is just like a rave. Like it's just like a fucking rave.
Yeah, no, it's just not.
It's like multi-level. Like there's
just too much.
Like it's a lot.
You know what's another one I really am not a fan of, and some people disagree with me, is Doheny Room.
Doheny Room? Like literally you saying Doheny Room makes me want to like...
Let me tell you, I used to love Doheny Room more than anything until I started seeing my sister's friends there.
I mean, but that's the same place. That's the same with everywhere.
Okay, so here's my thing that I've really learned in LA. when we were like 16, 17, 18, like going out in clubs, like the older people were like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah, like I remember like our friends.
Why are we not allowed? Like we're like having fun. Like what's the problem? Now that I'm in like the 21, 22, like 23 bracket.
Yeah.
Out, and I see like my sister's friends who are 17 years old at the club. I'm like, why are you here? But then I realized like I'm doing the exact same thing that they were. And like sometimes, yeah, it's like hysterical, but other times I'm like, okay, now I'm too old to be doing certain things.
Well, honestly, it doesn't ruin my time if I'm not with like a dope ass group of people and like I'm like they're out of place. But like if I'm there and it's an off night and there's a ton of kids, obviously it can fuck with you. And you're like, what am I doing?
First of all, I just feel like Doheny room is really like tiny, and like I just always get
it is though, because like you never got to go to Blind in its prime. Blind Dragon was my favorite place of high school, and like would be my favorite place now if it still existed. But they like renovated it and turned it into like a nice guy like lounge restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It used to just be like a lounge club, and there were like karaoke rooms, and it was small, and you had to go through a parking lot where I hooked up with Cody Simpson. Like amazing.
My favorite club of all time will forever and always be Bootsy.
Oh.
However, like as I got older, Bungalow is absolutely the greatest place ever.
You know, I've never been to Bungalow.
I've never been to Bungalow either.
Okay, Bungalow is literally so much fun. It's really, really crowded, and it's like definitely like you're an anchovy.
Yeah.
Like squished.
Our friends went to Bungalow in high school because it was like the one place that was.
Oh yeah, you never can go, and you cannot go to Bungalow until you're 21. Yeah. Like you just cannot.
Oh my God! Wait, I think that we've talked about this, Julia, because I feel like I remember that being a conversation we had about not being able to go. Yeah, back when I was like 18.
Yeah, so I had never been, and all of our friends started going when we were 21. We got a table one day. I was with my shitty ex-boyfriend, and I didn't show up.
It was literally like, it's so much fun. The music is so good. The vibes are also so good. What's another?
Cute.
There's another place.
You love the Victorian.
I don't like love the Victorian.
I always have a fun time there.
It's definitely fun, but it's not like my favorite. I'm a very much so like day drinking person. Like I love day drinking. I would much rather day. Like I think day drinking is.
You are a dage. Like if I were to like put you in a word, you'd be a dager.
I'm shocked. I've only ever thrown one day party. I've only ever thrown night parties.
Yeah, but like you had 4th of July every year.
Yeah, but that's not like a thing. Like 4th of July is 4th of July. I'm talking about like my parties. I only had one like day party. Everything else was at night.
I mean, like I hate pool parties. Like every time I've been invited to a pool party, I'm just like, what the hell do I do with this?
I don't like pool parties. I just like day parties.
Yeah, I mean, what are you? Yeah,
I haven't been to really a lot of day parties. I'm definitely more of a night girl, but I think that's because like I always look prettier in the dark.
Yeah, same. I need to change. Guys, I'm like looking outside and it's actually dark, and I'm in a white tank top.
Guys, for you watching and listening, Julia has a date tonight with a great guy. I don't know where I was going with that.
I would call him an A1 prospect.
We should talk about this. So you're like really like you're vibing with it.
I'm vibing with it. I think that I am vibing with it because I've like been talking to a few people as of recent. I'm just recently single. I don't know, out of everybody that I've just been talking to, he was like the one who I wasn't like, I really need to hang out with him, but the story was funny. The hangout was cute. We'll see.
No, yeah. Julia actually got me to, well, she didn't get me to download, but she told me about a dating app that I recently downloaded. If you guys know what Raya is, there's a new-ish version of Raya. It's not really Raya, but it's called Locks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's called Locks Club. It's an interesting, I mean, don't watch us get like.
They asked me why, and I said because everybody's ugly.
You deleted it?
No, I can't because I subscribed for a year, and like you know how like Apple subscriptions work. Like even if you cancel them, you still have it for the year.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I was like, I'm still on here for the rest of the year. So I was like, can you please hide my profile? This is embarrassing. And they were like, yeah, we love the feedback. And I was like, he's fugly.
I'm dead. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting crowd.
And then also, I think since it's a newer app, like the analytics or whatever, statistics, whatever, aren't working. So you don't match with anyone near you. The algorithms.
Oh, Really?
Like everybody that I was seeing was like in Middle America or the East Coast. I would get 2 people in LA, and it's like Raya, so you only have a certain amount of people you can see. You can see like 8 people, and over half of them would not live in California. So I'd say no because I have fucking people. And then it'd be like, do you want to pay more to like see more ugly boys?
Oh my God, they're like, yes.
And I was like, no fucking thank you.
Yeah, that's so funny because I'm in Chicago currently, and all I'm seeing is LA people.
Weird.
All
Have you seen Davis yet?
No.
I've seen Davis and all of his brothers.
Really? I mean, I don't know if I've seen.
They're all my friends.
Yeah, I matched with Davis on Bumble back in the day. Lucy's face.
I haven't been on a dating app in over a year. Damn.
Be thankful.
I am thankful.
I think that actually, I'm not even gonna say it.
I'm very
actually, I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
I think that Raya's transphobic, and I'm only saying that because Julia sent me a friend pass and I didn't get on, and then I talked to my friend who is verified on Instagram, like has like followers verified, whatever, and she's had like 6 friend passes and still hasn't gotten on, and she's trans and like has a YouTube channel that's connected to her account. You
should email them and try to like cancel them.
Oh my God, they're gonna see this and they're gonna like sue me. They're gonna send me a cease and desist.
That's not okay if they actually are.
Like, there's
I would.
There's no reason that you shouldn't be accepted onto Raya. The people I see on Raya, I'm like,
I know, like, I'm sorry.
I have a friend that got accepted onto Raya, and I will never understand how she got accepted onto Raya. If Raya is actually like transphobic and and they're not accepting people who are in that community, then that is a huge problem. And B, like, they maybe need to do some self-reflection, because I'm sure the owners have some skeletons in their closet that they would.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'd sit the fuck down with that one. I will never understand anyone who is homophobic, transphobic, anything fucking phobic. Like, go fuck yourself.
Look at Lucy going off.
Oh, yeah. No, like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
That shit really irritates me. Like, that shit really fucking irritates me when people are like that. Like, I don't stand for that ever.
I actually genuinely think that trans people are disgusting and sinners.
Like, Elissa literally, like, when I met her, was like, I'm not waving the rainbow flag, Julia.
Julia and I could never be famous because we would get canceled so fucking fast for shit in our closet.
Oh my God, Lucy, you have to talk about how Justin Bieber called you to wish you a happy birthday.
Okay, I have a few of these stories. Which do you want to hear first? Do you want to hear about my birthdays, or do you want to hear about this one?
Lucy,
what is this one?
Justin here. I just wanted to say happy birthday. Hope you have a great one, and God bless, and take care. Lucy, what's up?
Can I explain to you how that happened?
Boy just texted me.
Yes.
Can I explain to you how that happened?
Yes, oh my god, wait, you need to cut this out.
So that specific video. So every year for my birthday for like 5 years, like all I ever wanted was Justin Bieber to say happy birthday to me. So my dad would like somehow or another like situate it in like different ways, and like it was sweet. So this year I had gotten nothing on my birthday. Like it wasn't like that big of a deal, because like I'm still like blessed and like lucky enough that he had done it in the past, and like was super grateful for it. Right. So my family and I are at dinner and we're having sushi, and my mom's like, oh, like talking to my dad, like, you have to show her the video. And I was like, oh, what video? And my mom was like, oh, like dad's doing something for like work, like he just like wants to show you something. And my dad was like, yeah, we are in the middle of a sushi restaurant. I see this, I am screaming, sobbing, shaking, like I would be too, uncontrollably crying. Because I had never gotten like a video like that. It'd always been like on the phone or like, you know, in passing, like nothing ever where it was like he says my name,
Lucy,
and like says happy birthday and is in this like coat, and I literally like have never cried harder. Keep in mind also, I have met him on a numerous amount of occasions. Up until I was 20 years old, I cried every single time from 14 to 20.
Stop.
Every time I would cry.
That's amazing.
I passed out once, sobbing every time. Couldn't even, like, I would shake, and it got to the point where his manager was like, how are you still crying? And I would be like, you don't get it. Like, this man means more to me than like anyone will ever mean to me in my life. Like, you don't get, like, I love him so much. It's
right.
awful. Like, he is, like, I could cry right now thinking about it. Like, ask Julia, like, this man has been meant more to me than, like, so many things.
I mean,
Wait, that's so cute.
I'm gonna like attest to your love for him.
Wait, I thought he called you too while you were like doing
Oh
volleyball.
yeah, so this was when I was in like 8th grade, I think.
Mhm.
And I played club volleyball, and it was like my birthday, and I played on the same volleyball team as all my friends. And we were there, and I had been waiting for this phone call all day because I knew it was going to happen, like waiting all day.
It's just
Right.
like, it's gonna happen.
My phone rings in the middle of practice. I am sprinting for my life. Like, you would have actually like thought that I was sprinting. I pick up the phone. I scream louder than anything you would have ever heard, and in a gym, so it like echoes everywhere.
Right.
And
Crying.
the coach this year that we had was like training the like American team in the Olympics, and like me and Lucy were on the worst club volleyball team. Like, we wanted to play club volleyball to like get into college. Like,
With all of our friends, we were all on the same team.
yeah. No, yeah. It was all of us, but none
We
of us
sucked.
are athletes. None of us are. We were like on the like fucking like we were like 13, so it was like 13, 1, 2, 3. We were on 13 like 8's team. Like the craziest volleyball coach.
Yeah, no, like he was so strict.
And
So
we were,
I'm
like,
scream crying, like I'm like, oh my god, like this whole thing. He made
Right.
me
You're like,
run
Justin
laps.
Bieber's calling me.
The rest of practice, I
Yeah.
had to run laps.
Yeah, she did the entire time.
Oh, hell no. I would have quit right there.
And I was like, don't be jealous that Justin Bieber called me, not you, mister.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
That is insane.
You guys are making me want to like Juul so bad. Why are you like concealing your nicotine?
because I don't want to like do it on. I feel bad.
I mean, you're doing it anyway, so.
Wait, feel like you can do it. I thought that was like a personal preference.
Oh no, like I just didn't want you to get like in
Listen,
trouble.
Oh my God. This whole time I thought that was like a personal preference. Oh no, you're fine.
Okay, here.
Okay, here. Make rings. Make rings.
Speaking of jewels, Julia, should you talk about the time that you had your jewels stolen?
Oh yeah, Lucy was there. So this goes back to maybe the guy you could maybe figure out that I was nothing with. And
That you are nothing with. You're like, he is nothing to me. He is dirt on the fucking ground.
To do with my life. Anyways, so we're at Coachella. We're Artist Pass. It's maybe 2018.
Were you with me?
Yes, and we're in the Artist Pass area. Like, it had gotten big at this point. So like the behind area, you were walking through the trailers and there was like a pond. And we were running into this couple every time we went back there. And I know what you're talking about. And this was like, I'm like a pretty chill girl. And like,
I'm like a pretty chill girl.
Like, I'm not the one causing drama in the situation. We were with a lot of fucking big personalities, and I'm not the one causing drama, but
right,
these people will make me cause drama. So every time we ran into them, I just felt super uncomfortable because I had just weird tension with the boy. And like, honestly, all of our people knew them. So like Lucy would like run up and say hi. All the girls would run up and say hi. And then I would be standing in the corner. And the next day I was like, if you guys do that to me again, it won't be good.
It won't be good.
I like literally like talked to all of them individually. It was like, if you run into them, you're going over here, you're walking over here. Like, we're not doing this. Like, you guys aren't leaving.
I'm friends with him, so that was gonna be impossible.
It doesn't matter. I'm the reason you know him, so I was friends with him.
Oh shit! Cat fight.
It is, Lucy, it is.
That is not true.
It is. It is. It is. You know him better now. You're friends with him better now. But I'm the reason he knows everyone. I knew him at Beverly in 10th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
You said yeah.
Anyways, it's
Okay.
fine. You guys are fine now. We're not fine. It's cool. So, anyways, back to my story. We're at Coachella, and everybody understood except for Lucy. So they walk by, and all of our friends are staying with me, and Lucy's like, I have to say hi. And I'm like, no, you don't.
To preface this, the guy is like a semi-famous, like something or other.
And he was dating someone famous.
Someone famous who's a singer. And that's all we'll say.
She comes over because Lucy runs up to him and is like, hi, whatever, how are you? And they're all talking. The three of them are talking. And then for some godforsaken reason, she runs over to me and my friends, who are just all crisscross applesauce.
The girlfriend who's the singer.
Yeah, are all waiting for me, all waiting for Lucy and this guy to be done so we can move on. They stayed with me. She comes over and she's like, you guys, like she's being so nice. She's like, you guys, like I'm blah blah blah. Like, ugh, like Lucy and him are talking. Like, I hate to be this girl, but does anybody have a mango pod? And one of our friends looks at me and is like, Julia does. And I'm looking at her and I'm like,
oh my God.
really just offered up my mango fucking jewel pod to this girl. And then she's hitting it. She's hitting it forever. She's being really nice. She's obviously being the nicest to me because I'm the one who gave her my jewel. And then the guy who Lucy's talking to sees that we're all sitting with her and like that I'm vibing with her. And he comes up and he drags her away. And she's still holding my jewel.
Still holding it.
And like, guys, like she just left with my jewel.
I'd be like ready to actually slit someone's throat. Like I would
tell
be.
Another story about her.
There was nothing I could do.
I tell another story about her and you that I think is the best one.
Oh, got it. What is it?
So one of my friends is friends with her too. And they were at dinner talking and she didn't know that Julia and him had dated or they had hooked up. She had no idea.
He helped you with your college applications. I would say it was like dated.
Yeah. So she tells her.
She looks away.
She tells her like, oh, Julia dated him too. And she's like, what? She's so thrown off.
Oh my God.
My friend calls me and is like, hey, like they like dated or whatever, right? And I was like, what like why? Like, so before I even say anything, I'm like, why? And I'm texting Julia being like,
what do you want me to do?
Like, what do you want me to do? Like, should I say no? Like, she's asking. And she like, my friend told her like a bunch of things that had occurred
between
them two that she had no fucking clue about. So she goes and asks him and he's like, what? Like he's being a dick and like being a man and being like, huh, like, nah. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I FaceTime both of them and I'm like, yeah, they fully did. And like, here's the proof. And I'm like sending her shit and I'm like, Julia, like, I got you. Like, I got your back. Like, let's go. Like, whatever. She's like, oh my God. She's crying. Like,
the girlfriend's crying?
Yes.
Yes.
She was so upset that me and him had a previous relationship.
So upset.
Wait, what?
It was
why?
really
Like,
weird. It was
what?
all
Like, this is so weird. Like,
really
wait,
weird.
I want to see if I have the text still.
No, it was all like really fucking weird. Like
it was really weird.
This girl is a psychopath. Not that I wouldn't think that she was, and because I know him, I know her. Like, you know, you would just think she's kind of like not okay, girl. But yeah, she proved it.
Oh my God. Well, actually, we just recently ran into him at Delilah.
God, yeah. For Elissa had a party for her.
A post pussy party.
We went to dinner at Delilah during quarantine and he was there. Like, whatever.
Not party, first of all, because it was during COVID. It was a small,
it was
intimate. Yes.
And he
just
was
to
there.
clarify.
One of the other like clout chasing Fitum girls that we were with that you met was like, I know him. And he came up. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
No, you can say it's fine.
He was there and one of the girls we were with was like, I know him, and he came up and gave me a hug.
I found another one about your cousin with this same person and it's really funny.
Wait, her cousin and the girl?
Julia's cousin. No. So
Yeah.
my friend texted me about Julia's cousin and was like, I'm dying. We saw Julia's cousin and didn't say one thing, but funny because we ended up talking to him. And then I think she texted you, but I'm not sure. And we were at lunch, but then he texted Julia about seeing us and was saying that we talked about like her and X and all this shit, but we didn't even say that once. It's literally a lie. I go, oh, ha ha ha. Maybe he just misheard you, but I don't really think he would
was
lie.
like, your friends are so whack. They were all speaking gibberish around me, and I turned around and responded in gibberish.
Why is this a language that you guys all know?
And the guy
I learned it from Julia. Julia taught this to me in like
my whole family knows it.
Julia taught this to me in like 6th grade.
Yeah, it was like
The funniest.
like my older siblings taught me, and then I brought it to my school, and then it became like a friend group thing. It's
Whenever you want to talk shit, you just do it in gibberish.
Do it in gibberish.
it really, really has.
That's so good.
Yeah,
Julia was a high school icon.
I really was. Sorry.
That was a gorgeous face.
She's not humble about it.
Okay. I already had like my, what do you call it? Your prime? That was my prime. I don't think I will have it again.
My prime was pre-Winter Wonderland and post-Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, I was in the hospital during that, so that wasn't mine. But yeah, mine was definitely high school. I thought that I ran the world.
I think my prime is yet to come.
Our girl has a date. We're really excited for her. She's back on the prowl.
Back with it.
Actually, I'm going to use this as a free promo. If anyone has any men that they...
I'm not that desperate. I'm not. No. Why would you make that face?
I was kidding. I just wanted to see what you would do.
Oh.
So
where is he taking you? What are you guys doing?
Okay, boys have been just pretty shitty to me in the past, so this is just like a crazy thing. And this boy was like, do you want to go rollerblading? I'll buy us rollerblades and we'll like rollerblade around your neighborhood and like make a night out of it.
Are you guys rollerblading or roller skating?
We don't know. He goes, I don't know the difference. Do you know how to do this? And I was like, yeah, I can figure out either.
Well, hopefully it's the four. I would not be able to do the.
No, I'm a skater girl. Like she was a skater boy. I said, see you later, boy.
Girl version.
That's everything. I could not do that. I can't even get on an escalator.
I was like, the one sporty thing I can do is balance. Like surfer, skater. Like I was a bit of a weird tomboy Avril Lavigne girl in middle school. So
cute. So you guys are going rollerblading?
Yeah, I have to change though because I don't like. I'm gonna be cold. It's cold out.
Have you guys had your first kiss yet?
No, he kissed me on the cheek last. We've only hung out once. He kissed me on the cheek last time we hung out when he said goodbye.
What are you gonna wear?
I was wearing this, but I'll show you guys. I think I have to change.
Cute.
Really cute.
I like the fit. Yeah, it's super cute.
You could wear like a little black long sleeve.
I was just gonna put on a long sleeve, basically. I just don't want to be like exposed everywhere.
Awesome. No, it's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited for you. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast and doing this.
Thank you.
This was so much fun. Everyone, please go send them all of the love that you possibly can.
Thanks, Elissa. That's so sweet of you. I actually have my own jewelry line, Julia Zimmelman Jewelry. So if you or a loved one or a not so loved one isn't ever in need of anything sparkly, call your girl.
Men, if you cheat on your wives, girlfriends, significant others, have a secret male mistress, you know where to go to get some makeup presents.
Yeah.
Also, Confused Hypebeast, bitch, don't remember your styling account.
Yeah, I do styling as well. I'm a bit all over the place. So, like, if you just want to hang out with me, hit me up. I'll probably respond.
I'm not a stylist or a jeweler. I work in other things.
Santa.
I'm basically
Santa.
If you want to follow my personal Instagram because you really feel drawn to it, be my guest.
Which you all should.
It's at Lucy Berman, and I spell my name Lucie and then Berman. Thank you so much.
Rman.
Oh my God, thank you guys. Oh
this
my God,
was
this is so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like obviously subscribe, comment,
yes, everyone. My Instagram, every social media.
Do it all.
Yes, and please get ready. Next week's episode is going to be fucking amazing. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.